In just minutes, an entire city was torn apart. A monstrous windstorm ripped through China. The wind screamed like a demon. Cars were flipped into the sky. Power poles crumbled. Homes were uprooted. This wasn't a movie. This was a disaster. A brutal windstorm swept across several provinces in China, unleashing chaos like never before. Thousands of rooftops were ripped off. Vehicles were tossed around like toys. No one had time to react. A wedding where, instead of sitting down to eat, everyone had to hang on to hold up the wedding tent. Winds were strong enough to flip heavy trucks, and that was only the beginning. People ran into their homes, barricading doors that rattled in fear. But even concrete walls couldn't protect them. Windows shattered, tin roofs flew like paper. The air thickened with the smell of smoke, dust, and screaming voices. Security cameras captured it all. Cars swept away like stones. Century-old trees crushed rooftops. Families scattered, running in panic through flooded streets. Emergency teams responded immediately, but roads were blocked. Power lines lay across streets. Entire neighborhoods lost connection. Rescuers had to swim through floodwaters, wade through debris to reach those trapped inside collapsed buildings. Major cities went dark. Tens of thousands were left without power, clean water, or food. Children trembled in their mothers' arms. The elderly wept as homes they built over decades were reduced to broken bricks. Why was this storm so catastrophic? Meteorologists said a sudden low-pressure system clashed with strong offshore winds, forming the perfect storm. That fusion caused an explosive surge in wind speed, enough to annihilate everything in its path. Residents described the moment it hit. Everything went dark. The sound was like a freight train. Then everything was airborne. Drone footage and live cameras told the rest. Trees snapped like twigs, roads turned into mudslides, high-rises lost rooftops, windows exploded in bursts. One video showed an SUV swept into a drainage canal. Inside, a family of 4. They barely escaped alive. This storm forced millions into survival mode. No power, no signal. Many couldn't reach loved ones for hours. The injured were treated on the spot, as hospitals were either damaged or overwhelmed. Some risked their lives to return home and salvage anything left. They stepped over rubble, searching for family photos, savings books, or a simple pair of slippers. What did this windstorm leave behind? Over 2,000 homes completely destroyed, 31,000 people without power, 12 provinces directly impacted, dozens injured. The numbers are still rising. They called it the Doomsday Wind, not just because of its force, but because it came too fast. No warning, no time to prepare, and it shocked the entire world. The question now is, could your city survive something like this tomorrow? From above, once peaceful neighborhoods now look like war zones. Gray dust coats everything. Survivors speak in broken voices. I thought I was dreaming, but it was real.
The car was almost immobile and unable to move in the water.
The wind seemed to blow everything away.
The whirlwind roared and swept away everything in its path. Trees were uprooted, vehicles overturned, and houses shook violently. The strong wind came like nature's fury, tearing off rooftops, toppling trees, and hurling parked cars away. A brutal, unforgiving reality. Wind doesn't care if you're rich or poor. It doesn't need a passport to cross borders. Once it rises, only survival instincts determine who makes it out alive. And China just took a brutal hit from Mother Nature. This isn't just news, it's a wake-up call. Watch the full video and see the raw destruction for yourself. Hit the notification bell, because the next disaster may already be on its way. If you've ever lived through a massive storm, tell us your story in the comments. We read every one.